Hi, let's take a look at Secret Origins of Supervillains. This is the Limited Collector's Edition presents. Now, this is the original one, and this is the new facsimile that came out a week or two ago. I had done a video on the original one before, but I'm doing one on the facsimile, so I'm double dipping, I guess. But it's always great to revisit these things. I love these original things. These were giant tabloid-sized comics. They were premium priced back then when comics were about 25 cents or so, or 35, and this is $1. And these were sometimes sold as gifts. They were still on the racks and things in convenience stores, grocery stores. This is a facsimile. DC has been doing facsimiles of these for a bit, and hopefully they do them all. So let's get into this. So this is the original, and it had a table of contents and everything. This is supposed to be an origin of supervillains and things. For whatever reason, and I said this in my previous video, they always try to push Terra Man, who is a Superman villain, who was a cowboy with a flying horse. Weird. He never really became popular, but they really pushed him. So here is the facsimile, and as I say, you could see it here. The color in these original ones fades a lot. So if you look at this is the new version. The yellow is a lot more yellow. It's a lot more pronounced in color. Like, this is more red. Yeah, the pages they used for these things was always it faded quite a bit. If you look at the hood and everything. So let's get into it. Let's take a look at the facsimile version. So the facsimile version, everything that you saw before except different copyright wording back here. So the Joker hosts and says, like, listen, this is my origin, so it is the Red Hood. So these are all reprints, which is pretty cool. And yeah, this is the Red Hood origin of Joker. And Batman pursues this guy. So he's a menace as the Red Hood anyways. And then becomes the Joker, goes through this slop here, and then comes out the Joker, and then he's like, oh, I'm the Clown Prince of Crime now and everything. Here's Lex Luthor striking a pose here in his classic purple and green outfit of the 70s. And he's like, listen, this is how I became Lex Luthor. And it's a Superboy reprint. It's the same thing. Everyone knows that he became bald, and then after that he became a superhero. I mean, a supervillain, sorry. Here he is friends with Superboy and everything. And then a formula comes alive, and he gets a kryptonite. He tries to render kryptonite inert so that it's not harmful to Superboy anymore. But in his experiment, the place goes on fire. It seems like everything he does goes wrong, so he's kind of a bad scientist, I would say. Superboy puts out the flames, but blows all the smoke into the building. This is a lot like the Filmation version of this, too. That was very, very accurate to this. Anyways, he loses his hair, and then that makes him evil. And it's like, now I'll turn to a life of crime. Anyways, there's some shenanigans going on here where Crypto goes into a kryptonite field here. And then Superboy's like, golly, I'm immune to kryptonite forever. I'm terribly grateful to you, Lex. And he's like, don't be, you rat. I placed some crystals in the antidote that made it its effects on you only temporary. It will wear off soon. So anyways, it's getting hot, and there's a big shield here. This was used by The Simpsons. and Superboy foils Lex Luthor's plans and everything. And ever since then, they they became rivals. So there you go. That's a very, like, surface level reading. This paper is similar to the paper used in the original. It's thin, it's sort of coarse, but I like that. Maybe one day it'll be yellow and fading like the original. Captain Cold talks about him in the Flash. And here's a rogues gallery. And I had gone through all these villains before, and my memory's probably very fuzzy. But yeah, I mean, like, a lot of these guys are Shazam villains. Like these guys, Savannah, you got Boomerang, and you've got Captain Cold, you've got Abracadabra. Abracadabra. I always think of that song. Scarecrow, another Shazam villain, Ra's al Ghul's lurking in the background with Talia, all sorts of guys. So this is really cool. Actually, this looks a lot more colorful and vibrant than the original. Let me just try and get to the original here. Here's the original, faded over the years. And here is, and Catwoman's posing there. And here it goes through all the different characters. So yeah, King Kull is the caveman guy. Mr. Adams, the robot with the drill on his head. Savannah, Aunt Minerva, Terra Man. They were really pushing that guy. Blockbuster, yes, Blockbuster. Yeah, he's a 70s villain. I remember him a lot in the 90s. There he is right there. Captain Cold, Catwoman, Captain Boomerang, Mr. Element, Trickster, Groot, the Super Gorilla. Grodd, the Super Gorilla. Yeah, Gorilla Grodd. That's what we know him as now. Abracadabra was up there. Professor Zoom, Weather Wizard, Mirror Master, Pied Piper is this dude here. Mr. Mind. Mr. Mind would be very, very small, so I don't know where he is. Oh, there he is. Right here. It's a little worm. At the top, Heat Wave. Eyeback is this guy. It's Ivan the Terrible, Borgia, Attila, and Caligula. Yeah, so he's a Shazam villain. Joker, Black Adam, Penguin, Riddler, Ra's al Ghul, Talia, Luthor, Mr. Mixie's Pitlick, and Toyman. I think this is supposed to be Toyman here. A 70s version of him. So, onward with Captain Cold. This is terrific art here, by the way. And so he fights the Flash. The Flash has a lot of great villains. Here's Savannah fighting Captain Marvel, who we now know as Shazam, because Marvel won't give up the Captain Marvel moniker, trademark. This is all done probably by Fawcett Comics, so this is probably a reprint of Fawcett Comics, not DC Comics. And here's Terra Man. Terra Man's origin, where he was a cowboy in the Wild West in the 1800s, and his father was a crook, and an alien comes and shoots his father, but takes the kid as his own, and then go into the present in far out space with different aliens and things. He develops technology. He grows up to be a man, but he's gone through time or whatever, so he's not a super old man. He realizes who killed his father. It was the alien. And anyway, he becomes a bad guy, and he uses super science to do heists on Earth, and then Superman fights him and everything, whatever. Really, really push this guy. He's in this thing, along with like Lex Luthor and all that stuff, but didn't become very popular. Superheroes and their arch enemies, so they do the runners up here. So Wonder Woman and Cheetah. Cheetah got her big break in Super Friends, Challenge of the Super Friends. That's where a lot of people probably discovered her. And that's her big break in the mainstream. Green Lantern, Sinestro, Hawkman, and Shadow Thief. That's not a very popular villain today. And the Atom and Kronos. Pretty cool stuff. Here's the back. So just like the original, you can cut out a diorama. You can cut this out with its tabs and cut this out and cut the slits here, put the tabs into here, cut all this out and whatever. And you got like a diorama like this. I've never seen samples of these with that cut out. No one was stupid enough to do that. Maybe somebody out there was. So there you go. The Limited Collector's Edition presents Secret Origins of Supervillains. This is the facsimile. This is the original. I know there's a more Secret Origins of Supervillains, so maybe they'll do that sometime this year. That would be cool as a facsimile. So I hope you like going through this with me. If you like what you saw, please give a like to this video. Please subscribe to this channel if you haven't already. Lots of great comic book stuff on here. So until next time, take care.